Wendy Conrad, your happy workplace, where work plus happy equals better business. And today we're going to be talking about what the world is talking about, social distancing, how this current situation is affecting our lives personally and professionally, and ways that we can interact with our team and create connections even though physically we may be apart. There's a lot of unknowns right now, and whether you've shifted the team to working from home or you're still all physically together, there are things we can do to stay connected, to interact with our team during this time and beyond that are going to help us feel together, feel hopeful, like we can get past this as a team. So as we do with every video, we're going to see 2 sock puppet scenarios. Sock puppet scenario number 1 is how not to do it. Sock puppet scenario number 2 is how to do it better. So let's get started with sock puppet scenario number 1.
Good morning, everybody. Jeffrey from HR. And everything's going to be fine. We're going to be back in business in no time. What is it, Becky?
Mr. Miller, I have kids at home and schools are closed. What?
Let's try and stay focused, okay, Becky? There's no I in team. Okay, so everybody back to work? I'll be in my office pretending that nothing's happening. Oh, and I guess we're going to be transitioning to working from home. So I'll see you guys in a couple weeks when this whole thing blows over. Bye.
Oh, Jeffrey from HR, our favorite. So there's a few things wrong with that scenario in trying to keep the team connected. He's not listening to his team. Becky started to express a concern about her kids being at home, and he completely dismissed it. So that's not really a great way to foster connection amongst the team, especially when there's things going on that are out of the ordinary. So that's the time when it's really so important to start listening to your team if you're not already doing so, and to hear them and act on what they're saying. And also, he just kind of goes into his office and pretends like nothing's happening. That's not reality. So we really have to be honest with our team. None of us know what we're doing. Say that. Be honest. Be vulnerable. Be real. Be human. So let's take a look at some better ways that we can kind of handle this conversation and the situation when we get started with sock puppet scenario number 2.
Good morning, everybody. It's Jeffrey from HR. And today we're having a morning roundup to discuss everything that's going on in the world today and how it's going to affect our business. Honestly, we don't know how this is all going to play out, but let's just focus on what we can control right now and what we can do. Any suggestions?
We can easily shift the team to working from home.
Yeah, and we can have video conferencing via Zoom.
I suggest also that we have a Google Doc that can list resources locally for us, and also put questions on there that we need answered for the next meeting.
Those are all great ideas. I know a lot of you have small kids at home. With schools being canceled, I think remote work is the smart idea. Let's round up those resources, and we'll meet one more time before the end of the day. Get a plan in place. Okay, team?
That sounds great.
Perfect. We'll get through this just fine as long as we stick together.
Much better, Jeffrey from HR. In this scenario, it's a much better way to deal with the situation. He's honest. Look, I don't know what's going to happen. Let's just deal with right now and take suggestions from the team. What do you guys think about how we should move forward? And then acts on those suggestions. So this is a much better way to build a connection and trust with your team. If you do decide to move the team to remote working, or even if you're not, here's 5 tips to help everyone feel connected. Number 1 is be honest. I'd like to share a story with you about a situation I was in a few years ago when I was working for an office. We here in Florida often deal with hurricanes, so sometimes offices get shut down, which is what happened in this particular case. We shut down on a Wednesday. We were going to reconvene on a Monday and possibly come back into work. Monday came. I didn't really hear anything, so I start calling. No one's answering. I'm calling, I just want to know what's going on. But from the boss's perspective, he was more concerned about not paying people during this time. So he was thinking I was calling because I wanted to come back to work so I could get paid, but really I just wanted to know what was going on. If I'd have known I was going to be off for 10 days straight, I might have headed out of town and went on a trip or something, but no one was being honest with me. It wasn't communicated to me what was going on. So be honest with your team. If you don't know what's going to happen a month down the line, tell them that. Be honest. Number 2 is be consistent. If you've shifted the team to working remotely, be consistent with meetings. Have a morning coffee with the team virtually via Zoom or some other video chat where you can all see each other, have coffee, talk about what's going on, how you're dealing with it, tips on better ways to set up your home office, things like that. But having that consistency and interaction, that may be the only interaction your team has with outside people in a day. So that's a great way to help people feel together. Number 3 is to listen. Again, we saw in the sock puppet scenarios examples of listening and not listening. Hear what your team has to say. Maybe start a meeting off with everyone going around and talking for 60 seconds about what's going on in their life, whether that be with what's going on with work or personally. Everybody has so many things going on right now with people coming home from work, schools being closed. Again, communicate, be a resource for each other. The next tip is to be human. We're all going through this. This is something unlike anything we've seen in a lot of our lifetimes. And so we don't have any protocols in place. It's okay to not know. It's okay to have questions. It's okay to feel vulnerable. Be human with your team. Last tip is to try and have fun. Even though this can be a scary time, having fun, it boosts your immune system. It gives your brain a little mental break. So try and incorporate fun. If you've shifted the team to working from home, have virtual socials once a week where you get together via Zoom and have cocktail hour, or you're doing online games. Anything you can do, get ideas from the team to bring some kind of fun into this. It doesn't have to be all doom and gloom. We're all going through this, and we're all going to get through this together. So I hope that helped you. You got some great tips you can bring back to your team. I'm Wendy with Your Happy Workplace, and we'll see you next time.